Keir Starmer limbering up, moving to a war footing in readiness for the next general election, which at least could be imminent.
Looks like he's ready to rally. So Keir Starmer sacks Chief of Staff to put Labour in general election mode. So Keir Starmer, who is, in my opinion, the human equivalent of a decaffeinated tea bag, he said his restructuring has been accelerated by the scale of Tory collapse. So, yeah, he's now hiring a new Chief of Staff to propel Labour towards government after telling staff that a general election could happen at any time. So he's ready to go. The Labour leader has restructured his top team, removing Sam White, who's been a Chief of Staff for a little over a year.
Yeah. Sam White has not been a great success, I believe. They felt that he has not had them sort of on the front foot. Mm-hmm. And I remember when... it was not quite the same arrangement, but I do remember when Gordon Brown sort of finally achieved his dream of running the country, and he had an opportunity to call a general election at that point, and they dithered. And they think it cost him. He could quite easily have got himself another decent term at that point. But then it's like, good joke. But that's not quite the same thing when you're not actually in power, is it? Of course, that's a crucial difference.
Yeah.
And I cannot see... I mean, I do understand the sense, and I understand the propaganda value, I suppose, of reminding people that this government is, in many, objectively speaking, on the verge of collapse. Yeah. But the more it's on the verge of collapse, the less likely it is that they will use their 80-seat majority to.
And we're still like a year and a half away from the final date that it can be, and a lot can change in a year and a half. Previously, political leaders have been saved by going to war, which looks pretty easy right now. There's a lot of choice.
Very similar, in fact, that's right. I mean, Margaret Thatcher's first term was very shaky, wasn't it? And she was certainly on course to be wiped out before the Falklands were invaded. Yeah. So, I don't know. Some people would say that was very much Biden's calculation as well with Ukraine.
Yeah. And also, I mean, the thing that's a terrible quandary going into the next election, whenever it is that normally, if the economy's in a nosedive and, you've got all the open borders and, all these problems with society and politics and the economy, you can vote for the Tories to fix it. Yeah. And this time it's the Tories' fault.
Yeah, and they've been in power too long. That is a thing that happens when a party is in power too. Even though they've had a number of different governments, a number of different party leaders, it gets to the point where you cannot point at anyone else. Yeah. Even though I think it is still Tony Blair's fault.